Welcoming Nate Smith to Cool 100. Thank you so much for joining us, Nate.
Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
All the way from Belleville, Ontario. We're happy to have international artists joining us as much as we can. And now everyone I've talked to that has met you said that you're the nicest dude on the planet. And when you've collaborated with Canadian country star Neil Towns, it's hard to not agree. But I hope you can get past the fact that I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan and you're a San Francisco 49ers fan.
No, we're just people, man. We're just people, and we have our preferences, and that's okay, you know.
Until you beat us out 3 years in a row in the
playoffs. Hey, you're free to like whatever you like, man.
Well, I appreciate that. So a lot of people that will be watching this video, Nate, will know you from your great music. Whiskey on You is a smash hit here in Canada. But I wonder if we can get a little bit more of the backstory. We can jump in our time machine and maybe talk about how your journey has come up until this point.
It's been a pretty windy road, and a very unexpected one. You know, in a lot of ways, it didn't seem like it was something that was necessarily in the cards for me to be a country artist with a song on the radio. That just, it seems so like foreign to me. If I think about me as a younger guy and stuff, I mean, I was doing nursing stuff, much like one of your country artists there, named Paul. I can't think of his last name, but he was a nurse.
Paul Brandt?
Yeah, he was a nurse before he was a country artist and stuff. And so I mean, I was fine doing that because I was helping people, you know what I mean? So but my music's doing that, and if that's the conduit for hope for people, then I'm super happy. It's just been a very unexpected journey, and you know, I've tried everything under the sun, and I've had meetings and almost a bunch of times and stuff. And I remember, I can't tell you how many times I told my parents, I'm meeting with the label, it's really going to happen. And they're like, we've heard this tale many times, dude. So the way that it has lined up, it's been out of my hands. I really give credit to God, because it's not something that I self-promoted to get to this point or anything like that. It really, the doors have opened up for me, and there's nothing to brag about. It's just like, it's amazing.
Well, the old saying is good things happen to good people, and Nate, by all accounts, you're one of those. I have to admit that I did miss your Boots and Hearts performance last summer, but when I showed up the next day, all I could hear from everybody I was talking to was about how Nate Smith killed it on stage and how everybody was singing Whiskey on You back to you. Was that your first experience with a Canadian crowd?
Yeah, it was surreal, man. They not only sang Whiskey, but they sang every song that I had put out at the tops of their lungs and stuff. And there was a moment in there. There's a clip on my Instagram too, if you ever feel like doing a deep dive. But where I'm singing and they're singing, and they're like, I'm like done with the song, and they're still cheering, they're still screaming, and like I can't even get a word in. And I'm just realizing like they're like out loving me. And it like wrecked me on stage. It's like I started crying, because I was just like, I've never felt so much love from people like that. And it was I really mean this, that was the most incredible show of my life, was that day at Boots and Hearts.
One question that I've always wondered is, because I've been to plenty of country concerts here in Canada, but not many festivals in the States. Did you have any expectations coming to Canada, and like how that experience would be comparable to your shows in the States?
We hoped it would connect. We hoped, because it was newly on the radio, Whiskey was, and stuff like that. But we definitely hoped that they would know it. But we took a risk, like Brooke Dunford and the team at Boots and Hearts really took a risk putting me in that spot, because that was the same spot that Morgan Wallen had the year or two before that. And if it flops, it's going to flop. And if it flies, it's going to fly. And luckily, like, a lot of people showed up and sang those songs. So.
And clearly we won you over, and a lot of people showed up. And I'm assuming that a lot of people are going to be showing up on May 15th when you come to the Horseshoe Tavern in Toronto.
Can't wait, man. I hear that's a pretty legendary place, and I'm excited just to be in Canada again.
Now, those tickets are going to be going on sale Friday, 10 a.m. at livenation.com. What can people expect from you if they haven't seen you yet on stage, Nate?
Well, they're gonna hear some songs that they don't know yet because the debut album, self-titled debut album, comes out April 28th. And we'll be playing some of those songs that are on that album that they've never heard before. So that's part of it. Also, just kind of like the heartbeat of what we do. You know, there's songs that are anthemic in nature, where the melodies are people can get pretty quick and sing along with, but they have a really heartfelt, emotional message. So it's kind of an emotional roller coaster a little bit during the show, because there's points where we're all honky tonking and we're just drink, and then there's times where we're like kind of having a moment, you know. So I think people are gonna really enjoy it, and they're gonna want to come back, because it's kind of a thing where it's about all of us. It's not about me on stage. It's not about my band. It's about us doing something together for an hour and a half, you know.
And, you know, I love that the show is going to reflect that new self-titled album that is coming out April 28th. I've got an idea for you. I've been listening to Better Boy nonstop for about 24 hours now. I've been listening to I Found You nonstop for 24 hours now, ever since I found out I was going to be talking to you. I think either after the CD, we got to go with a book here, Nate. And I think I've got the outline for you. We're going to call it A Gentleman's Guide to Getting the Girl, because I think with those two songs, you've almost nailed it.
Oh my God, man. I'd hope so.
Oh no. Did we lose you there, Nate?
They're real. You know, they're real songs, real emotional, genuine songs, you know?
Yeah, and you know, it's you can tell just even the emotion in the songs. I can't wait to see them live on stage. I know that that you are going to be coming to Toronto in the next little while. And did I read right that you're going to also be touring with Thomas Rhett this year?
Yes, we start with Thomas Rhett and Cole Swindell in May, and we go with them. We've got 45 dates together all the way through September. So it's going to be a really special year, getting to play all these arenas and meet a lot of new fans and stuff. So I've got a lot to learn, and I'm lucky to learn from the best. So
I know part of that journey of yours, Nate, did include a stint in your 20s in Nashville that had you going back to Paradise, California there. And if you could talk to that Nate Smith of years ago and told him that you'd be on the Grand Ole Opry stage, you'd be on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, you've got a #1 song on the radio, you performed in London at C2C, you were at the New Faces showcase at Country Radio Seminars, you've got a new album and a big tour coming up, what do you think he'd say?
I think it would make like the climb to that moment, you could do it easier in a sense, because you kind of, if you know where you're heading, like you can endure as you go towards that and stuff. So I think there would be part of that, but it would be, I don't think I'd be ready to hear that. That's too much. At one time I'd be like, I probably wouldn't believe it too and stuff. So but I'd be stoked, I guess, at the end of the day.
Well, we're happy that you were able to join us today. You know, it's been great seeing what you've been able to put on the map and allow everybody to enjoy over the past year. And I'm so looking forward to seeing what that next year has to come. That album with less than a month to come out, how are we feeling at this moment, knowing that it's done? And, you know, we've got just a little bit of a wait left.
Like a bulldog on a chain, I guess. You know, I'm just ready to rock and roll, man. I'm so excited to get these songs out there, and I'm ready to stop the teasing on TikTok and stuff. I want to get people to hear these songs, so it's time.
I'm glad you brought up TikTok. Where can we follow along with this journey? Where can we find Nate Smith on socials?
You can do TikTok. It's Nate Smith Music. Instagram's a great way to do it. It's just Nate Smith, at Nate Smith. And if you get any other weird ones, it's not me. Look for the blue check mark, because apparently there's a lot of fakies out there that are having conversations with people. So just follow me on Instagram. It's the best way to do it. And I try to interact with everybody. So
perfect. May 15th, you're coming to Toronto. Can't wait to see you. You can get your tickets at livenation.com. Nate Smith, thank you so much and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.